love your outfit. Love your outfit? I love your outfit, by the way. Do you mind like breaking down your outfit real quick?
Yeah, I'm putting on a pop-up museum and pop-up shop here at OK Pop. Got the loom that I used. This is a 1970s floor loom.
I didn't think that this experience would be as emotional as it is. It's very passion-filled and impactful. Again, to everyone that came up to me and told me how much the videos mean to them here at this event, like, it's crazy. I feel like really emotional right now and just really overwhelmed, and I feel like there's really great things coming, and I don't know what that looks like or what that means, but I'm just excited for all the opportunities that are going to come to be able to meet other people and hear their stories. Wow, I love you guys. I hope you have a beautiful day.
That's the mission, to unite and empower us all on some creative shit.
Yo, okay, what's up everyone? Welcome back to VAME. Today's gonna be a fun day because I'm gonna get to nerd out on my denim obsession today. Today we're going to a brand new museum in Tulsa, which is awesome. It's called OK Pop. It's an Oklahoma pop culture museum, so can't wait to see that. But these two lovely people, David and Cassandra Bizarro, that's a dope last name, they're with Bizarro Clothing. And David has actually created a whole line of denim pieces. And I think that this is the very first time in Tulsa that someone has made denim pieces from start to finish, like seed all the way to the very end, start to finish, a denim piece all in Tulsa. So he did everything on his own. So I can't wait to see what he has, but also I think during his talk, he's gonna actually like show the process of how he made all of this denim. So I've never seen anything like that up close, so I'm super excited. Definitely gonna nerd out on that a little bit, and if you want to nerd out with me and you like that kind of stuff, then let's do it. Can't wait to show you. Here's the fit. 90s Rustler, I think? Yeah, Rustler denim. Bailey & Co. scarf. This is from Jaded London. And then under it I have like a black thermal from Urban Pipeline. These Levi's. Shoes are from Sobo Co. But anyway, has this been like focused the whole time? Anyway, yeah, I'm super excited. We're also gonna see what people are wearing to this event too, so yeah, whole thing is gonna be fun. We're actually showing up early to get to interview David, and maybe he'll even show us, like, give us a little sneak peek before everyone else. Who knows? If not, we'll just enjoy everything. So yeah, all right, let's see what happens.
So what I was thinking, I have some red twine that I was going to use to attach them to like the buttonholes. Yeah.
Wow, this place is so cool. The heck?
It's such a big counter.
Dude, and this, what's cool about this little area, those big pictures, they will activate a QR code on your phone and start playing a video.
Oh wow.
It's weird. I don't know how it works exactly. Like the thing on the wall tells you how it works, but
Okay, yeah.
it's rad.
I'll check that out.
Yeah.
Okay, what is your name?
My name is David Bizarro. I am a puppeteer and I own a clothing brand called Bizarro Clothing.
Dude, it's nice to finally meet you.
It's so good to meet you.
I love your outfit, by the way.
Thank you very much.
This is awesome. I love it.
I appreciate it.
Do you mind like breaking down your outfit real quick?
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so this is a Big Smith jacket. It's vintage. It's about 70 years old. I'm also wearing some 1950s Hercules jeans, which I've actually done some repair work on.
Oh yeah.
That's some antique railroad. I also had to repair a belt loop, so I fixed it with some vintage selvage denim.
Wow.
But these jeans and this jacket are like 80 years old. And yeah, I love it because it's like a testament to, like, if something's made well, it will last a really long time. And then, of course, my belt buckle is
sick.
pretty rad. Yeah. So this is got this is from Mexico. It's got a figure from the Mayan Empire, a Mayan warrior who is one of my ancestors.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Love that, love that. Okay, can you tell me where we are and why we're here?
Yeah, so we are in OK Pop. And so this last year, in 2024, I was a ACF grant recipient. And my whole project was about hand weaving denim from yarns that I wove from hand-dyed indigo from El Salvador. And so I'm putting on a pop-up museum and pop-up shop here at OK Pop. And it's pretty rad. So like over here, we've got the loom that I used. This is a 1970s floor loom. And on it right now, I've got some of the yarn set up that I dyed. And when people come in, they can come and like weave a row of yarn, of denim, to kind of see how it works. And it's pretty cool, actually. I'll show you real quick.
Oh yeah.
Basically, you have these little things down here. It looks like an organ. These are foot pedals, and they each lift a different shaft, and that creates this shed that opens up in here, right? So you really see like this channel, and this shuttle has the bit of weft yarn, and it goes right through like that.
Wow.
And you toss it through, you close your shed, and you beat.
What?
You do that, and then the way it works is you just keep going. And that creates denim.
Amazing.
And so what you just saw was about like 1/8 of an inch of denim being hand woven.
Wow.
Which is pretty rad, right?
Yeah.
So then
I'm nerding out right now. This is great.
Good. So as you continue, I have the denim recipe. And so right here is some of the indigo from my indigo bath. And what I do is I dye the cotton yarns to turn them blue. This is the weft yarn that then gets turned into the denim. And what's rad is like, so this type of weft yarn, it's this white yarn, is called slub. And it creates these little patterns because the yarn itself is inconsistent in its size.
Okay. Wow.
And over here we've got the process of cotton getting turned into yarn. You got raw cotton carding, then it gets turned into roving, then it gets drawn until it's finally spun into yarn. Yeah.
It's amazing. How did you, like, what made you want to get into this whole process? Because I feel like if you're starting something like that, you have to like really be passionate about it, or you just get stuck along the way and give up. And so like, how did you even like decide to get into something like that?
It's a weird thing, right? Like it's one of those types of art forms that you like kind of want to have. You want answers, you know. You're like, I need answers and I need them now, right? And so I was doing puppetry for about 15 years, and then I got into clothing, and what I ran into was I could never get a hold of like good fabric, and I got frustrated. You know, I was in New York for about 10 years, could get fabric all over the place, right? Moved to Tulsa, the only place available was like Joann's and then OKC Fabric Market, right?
Right.
OKC Fabric Market, great, but they didn't have the denim I wanted. And I thought, you know, denim is just a woven fabric. And I keep seeing all these little old ladies all over Tulsa who are like weaving tea towels and like table runners. And I'm like, okay, if you can weave this crazy intricate pattern, surely I can hand weave some denim.
Right, yeah.
And with that question, it just sparked an obsession. And you know, I'm an artist, and when I latch onto something, like, I have to see it to the end. And that's what started this whole bonkers journey. And now I'm a textile maker, which I never thought I would be. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you for being here and showing us, because I don't think anyone here is doing this.
No.
So that's pretty amazing.
Well, what's crazy too is that, and you'll hear this in the talk when you listen later, but like Tulsa and Oklahoma used to have a thriving textile and garment manufacturing industry here. There were 5 Wranglers plants in Oklahoma for 50 years.
Wow.
And so if you think about that, now people usually look back and say, oh, Wranglers started as a company called Bell back in like the 1920s, but they didn't form Wranglers until the 1940s, 1947 to be specific. And they operated in Oklahoma since the 1950s for 50 years.
Wow.
So, and that's up until like 2003.
Wow.
So Oklahoma is a huge part of the Wranglers' success in the United States, and it does not get talked about. So they were here, and I'm trying to bring some of that back. This is the pattern for the jacket, and so you'll see my sketches here of my design, and then also some of like my vision of like what I want my storefront to look like one day. These are some of the inspirations. So the Hercules jeans I told you about, this is an ad from the 1940s for the type of workwear that they were selling over at, I think, JCPenney? No, Sears. Sears is where they were selling it from.
Right, yes.
I patterned this all myself, and I used techniques that I actually learned from pattern drafting books, workwear pattern drafting books from the 1800s. A lot of people like to say that denim is from Europe, like either from France or from Italy, and it's not. Like, there were indigo dyed textiles out there that look kind of like denim, but the way that denim is made now, like the way we know denim, was born in the United States. The way that we approach denim and the way that it's made and the way that it's worn is unique to this country and the way this country formed. So like, America was born into the Industrial Revolution, and the Industrial Revolution in the United States is where denim was born.
Yeah, and
so
you really, if you take time, you know this, you can tell just by the feel.
Absolutely.
Everything.
Yeah. Original, like, these pants are some of the best pants I've ever worn. Like, I try not to wear them every day because they're older and I want to keep them like alive for a long time, but I can't help it. This is the denim timeline. So this is kind of like a super duper Cliff Notes, Spark Notes, denim for dummies. How denim came to be what it is now. Grandfather was a pinstriper and sign painter back in Pennsylvania, also a steel worker, and so this is my dad's side. And so this over here is kind of where the like creative sign painter artist flies in, right? And I started talking just about like, you know, what can be next? How can you add your part of the story to the history of denim? It's literally American folkwear, which everyone thinks we don't really have, but we do, and I happen to be wearing it. So these are currently the jackets that we sell. Everything's made to order, so we don't have any sizes that you can specifically try on. This is our trucker style jacket, and it's actually straight up, it's based off of the 1800s Type 1 jacket with a few changes. So like, the Type 1 from Levi's has these pleats, which were made so that they could have more flexibility in their midsection. So like, when a miner's like doing this, you need that like space. And to get a little bit heady and nerdy about it, this is my theory, and I've spoken with a Levi's historian, and she's like, you're probably right. If you look at shirts from that era, the shirt that people had that had pleats on it was a tuxedo shirt. And the reason they put those tuxedo pleats in the middle here was because when you're dancing, your midsection has to move, right? And so they didn't want the shirt to be completely constrictive, but also fit your form. So they added pleats in the front to do that. So my theory is that's why these pleats were added. You know, I hand dye this, and so it's called over dyeing with a rose dye. And that makes the inside, the weft, turn pink, and then you get this really cool kind of like purpley magenta on the outside. This is literally my wife's jacket. And you can tell that it is because, you know, it's got the roping at the bottom. She's been washing it and wearing it, and she loves it. Like, she wears it all the time. This is our most recent jacket. So this jacket is completely different than the trucker jackets. Something that I learned was that Levi's wasn't the first one to make denim workwear in the United States. Denim workwear in the United States was made long before that, in like the late 1700s. And there were tons of companies doing it. And there was a style of jacket that later got named the ranch style jacket, or like the ranch hand. And that's what this jacket is modeled after, because I really like that style of jacket. So this jacket's modernized a little bit, because back then they didn't put welt pockets like this, which is what this is. So this is a pocket that sits on the seam and like goes into the denim.
I love that detail.
Which I kind of like that. It's got the corduroy pocket flap, and like these over here that are more of what you would see in the 1800s, you've got a patch pocket. And they did that because it was quick and easy. Whereas this takes a little bit more time, a little more finessing. But out here, I do have the classic like ranch hand style patch pockets that I love these because you can like, I don't have my phone on me, but like you can put anything in here and it won't fall out.
Okay,
you know, so like if your phone goes in and you sit in the car, it's not gonna fall out.
Yeah,
which is pretty rad. And that's not a modern invention. That's like what they were thinking of back then. The buttons on these are reinforced with leather backing. And so that just helps, you know, no one's ever gonna wear these hard enough to where it's gonna rip out, but the leather just ensures that it will last much longer.
Yeah.
And then all the buttonholes are hand sewn.
Wow.
Just how they used to do it back in the 1800s. You know, they didn't have buttonhole sewing machines. They sewed them by hand. Of course, the collar is a corduroy collar, and the sleeves, so this is really interesting. So these sleeves are constructed, designed in a different way than most sleeves. Before Levi started like making this jacket, or this style of jacket, companies were making their sleeves a little bit more like how military dress and suits were made. And so they would add in, you can kind of see it on the sleeve, it's got a natural curve to the elbow.
Yeah.
And so they would engineer in the pattern a curve to the sleeve itself and set where the sleeve goes into the jacket a specific way so that when you lift your arms, they move.
Okay.
And when you try to like if you're working and you do this with something or pick something up, the fabric isn't fighting your body. Instead, it's moving with your body and it's easier to move your arms. And so what I'm doing here is something that most companies, I would say, comfortably say like all fast fashion companies do not do this because it's not easy. And as far as like constructing the garment, it's not easy. So you're not gonna see that anywhere. Flat felt seams, those are pretty classic. All this stuff are considerations into our goal, which is making a 100-year garment, which is possible. Wow. Of course, we do this jacket in green as well. This is the trucker jacket. This is not a name drop. I just think this is a funny story. I used to work for Sesame. I'm also a Muppet performer, and sometimes I hang out with a friend of mine, Heather Henson, who is Jim Henson's daughter, right? So she was in town for the first Native American puppetry conference in the world, was held in OKC. When she came, she, was getting her RV fixed, and so she came and stayed at my house here in Tulsa. And I was showing her these jackets. She ends up buying the pink one, but she sees the green one, and she's like, you know what's funny? And I didn't think this when I made it. She's like, that's Kermit Green. I had no idea.
Yeah, that's great.
And I was like, oh, shit, you're right. I unintentionally made a Kermit jacket. Never called it that because that's not like, I'm not that much of a Muppet nerd, but the fact that she saw it really like warmed me because the Henson family and the Henson legacy is a huge part of who I am. Where I learned how to hand sew, where I learned how to like pattern, all happened there. Like the person who built and designed Elmo, like we call her the Queen of Cute and the Mother of Elmo.
I love that.
She's been working on with the Henson Company since Muppet Show season 1. She was my mentor, and so like all of these things about working fast, but also working really smart and doing things really well and quality with intention come from my experience at Henson. And so like Heather saying that about this jacket meant the world to me.
Yeah.
This is a tote bag I made from vintage denim that I picked up from local antique and vintage finder. We're selling those special here for the event. Nice. I might make some more if we sell them all. And then this is actually the first fabric I ever hand wove.
Oh, wow.
And I wove that on my loom with yarns that I dyed.
Wow.
This style of weave, which is pretty cool. Like in the back, you're seeing like this indigo weft that goes through here.
Yeah.
So in workwear, you've probably seen striped, patterned clothing like that on like overalls, and there's a few names for them. There's Express, there's Railroad, there's Engineer, and then there's one that's not really well known called Pioneer. This is a replica of Pioneer, which we haven't seen since like, I think the 1900s. I'm not exactly sure, but it's interesting, like Railroad, Express, Engineer, Pioneer, they're all defined by the width of the lines, and those lines are defined by how many yarns are used in between each space.
Okay.
And so from like a textile sense, it's like, it just shows how like all of our textiles, the name and the way that it's made has a really big meaning.
Yeah.
So I don't know if like maybe it was called Engineer and Railroad, so someone could look at someone's jacket and go, oh yeah, that's an engineer, or no, that guy works on the express line.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I kind of like to think that maybe that was the case. It's just the surface. Like there's so much to American textile history that is just, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
I'm so excited for this talk and seeing everyone have the reaction that I am, and I can't wait to see what happens. This is really cool. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Fashion house based here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And it is my pleasure to kick off this event and welcome you all to this incredible, incredible space. Okay, so that was absolutely amazing.
There were so many things that I learned that I didn't know, and I'm kind of like, as of the past couple of years, I'm like a new denim nerd lover, and just hearing more about the history was crazy. I think I want to wear a denim fit every day now, like especially just hearing about like the slave trade and hearing about how people during the civil rights movement were wearing all denim outfits to like block and protect from the water hoses and all the different like dog attacks and everything, and how denim became like a staple piece because of that, and how there were even certain places that had like no denim allowed because of the implications behind it and what it meant. So many different stories like that have hit my mind, and it's just crazy to hear about it all. It's like very emotional. Like I didn't think that this experience would be as emotional as it is. It's very passion filled and impactful. So super thankful for David and Cassandra for inviting me. Thank you guys. You guys are amazing. This was a great experience for me. Also, again, to everyone that came up to me and told me how much the videos mean to them here at this event, like it's crazy. I feel like really emotional right now and just really overwhelmed, and I feel like there's really great things coming, and I don't know what that looks like or what that means, but I'm just excited for all the opportunities that are going to come to be able to meet other people and hear their stories. And yeah, that's my real dream and goal, is to like make a living doing that. I'm like super passionate about this. So yeah, thank you guys for following me and following the journey. I know that it's like, today it's like a weird time because like people don't just follow to follow anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like it has to be genuine, it has to be real, it has to be exciting and contributing to your life in some way. That's how it should be. So for those of you that have followed, thank you so much for doing that. And if you've been watching the videos but haven't subscribed already, please subscribe, like the video, share this with somebody. It would mean the world to me, and it would help me to continue to make this what I want to make it. So yeah, wow, I love you guys. I hope you have a beautiful day, and see you next time.